So this is a battle against BM from, well, he's also from Team Equinox. So I lead with a Donphan, he leads with a Heatran. I just go for the Stealth Rock thinking he'd switch, predicting the Earthquake, and that works out nicely. He goes to the Latias, and I get my Stealth Rocks early, and he doesn't have a spinner, so that's really going to help. So I got it to Registeel to take, well, I was predicting probably a stab attack, so yeah, and the Draco Meteor is really not going to do a lot to Registeel, even though, well, you find out its specs later on. So now I am going to go for the T-Wave, just to get something paralysed, unless he predicts that and goes to a ground type, but I get the paralysis on a Machamp, which is never bad. And now I switch out to a Celebi to avoid the Dynamic Punch that's really fairly obviously coming. So yeah, so I go out to Celebi and I'm just gonna try Calm Minding up. He goes to the Dynamic Punch, gets the Confusion on me. But really I don't actually get Confusion hacks at all in this battle, which is really nice. So yeah, he's going to switch out to Heatran now as I get a Calm Mind up. And once I've got a Calm Mind up with this thing, I'm pretty sure even his Fire Blast isn't going to do a huge amount to me. Well, it'll do a huge amount to me, but I don't think it'll kill me. So yeah, I go for the recover here, just predicting the fire attack, and yeah, he goes for it, but it actually misses. And so that's pretty good for me. That was probably quite important, just because he would have had his Heatran later on, if that had hit. But yeah, so I'm still pretty sure I can live one, but I only just live it, like really only just. I snap out of Confusion and go for the Earth Power for the kill. So now I'm in a pretty good position actually. He's going to bring out a Scizor now, and I'm just going to leave Celebi in to die really. I kind of predicted he's going to go for the U-turn, predicting my switch, but I just stay in, go for an Earth Power on him, get the damage and the switch advantage, because really Celebi's not really going to be doing much more in this battle at that health, so I'm willing to sacrifice it. So he U-turns out and he goes to a Lucario, and I'm going to use my switch advantage to go out to a Moltres, and yeah, he didn't get rocks up on this in this battle, and this Moltres I think caused him a bit of trouble. So yeah, and I'll go for the overheat here, thinking even if he goes to that Latias, which was fairly obvious, it's going to do about half to him, and it does. So I predict the trick here, thinking, well, he'd think I'd go to Registeel, and that works out brilliantly. So he ends up tricking Choice Specs onto me, and that's pretty epic. So he's going to stay in again because he wants his Choice Specs back. Apparently I think he mispredicted, but that's just me. So yeah, I get another overheat off on him, but really at this stage it's doing absolutely nothing. So yeah, just in case he goes to the trick again next turn, I go to Togekiss, thinking, well, it doesn't really mind getting specs or a scarf on it because it can really be a pain. But he switches out to Zapdos, like the ultimate counter to Togekiss, so yeah, I'm not going to stay in here, and I got it to Registeel, thinking he'd go for the Hidden Power Ice or Grass to hit Donphan, and that works out really well. And now I'm going to go for the T-Wave, I think. No, I switch out to Moltres, yeah, predicting a Heat Wave, and that works out well. And now I'm going to go for the Overheat here just to get some damage on it, and I end up missing, so that like kind of makes up for the miss on the Fire Blast earlier, and he's going to get a T-Bolt off on me, which was, well, kinda gay, but I'll deal with it. So now I go back to Registeel, because I know I can take a Heat Wave, it's just I'd rather not have that damage. So I'm going to try and get Paralysis on it, just because it's always nice to have that on a Zapdos. It's quite a speedy, quite quick for a wall. But he gets a crit, and that was really bad for me. Uh, so now I think I'm going to go for the explosion here. Yeah, I think I go for the explosion, and he switches out to Latias, predicting that. So that was a good play on his part. So yeah, I just explode, and yeah, that was a waste of an explosion really. I should have seen that coming, but I kinda thought he'd stay in and go for the kill with Heatwave. But yeah. So he goes out to Scizor now, and I go out to my Gross. And yeah, I go for the T-punch here, kinda expecting Zapdos to come in, but I knew it would kill even if he stayed in, so that crit was a bit useless. And yeah, he goes out to Zapdos now, and I'm gonna stay in, see how much T-punch does. And yeah, it's really not doing much at all. And he gets a heat wave off on me, which is nasty. So now I don't really want to stay in, so I go back to Togekiss, thinking he's paralysed, I'm just gonna get some power flinch on him, and yeah, so that's what I do, but he goes back out to his Machamp. I don't know why, to be honest, and yeah, maybe, well, I don't know, predicting that one to get Stone Edges on me or something like that, but yeah. I go for the Air Slash, and it's going to be a 2-hit KO, and yeah, I'm going to get the flinch on him, and now I can't miss with Air Slash because he's got no guard, so no worries there, so I just go for another one to finish him off. And he's going to go back into Zapdos now, and yeah, I can just power flinch that. I think he should have gone into Lucario there, taking down the Togekiss. If he had done that, this might have been a bit different. But yeah, I go for the Air Slash there, and he manages to get through it. It's counting in Air Slash's accuracy. It's about a 32% chance of being able to attack if you're paralysed and hit with a Togekiss Air Slash. So yeah, that's actually kinda hacks for him, but really I'm abusing a Togekiss, so I'm not going to complain about it. So yeah, I know he can't, that his T-Bolt is never going to KO me, so I take this as time to nasty plot up, thinking that pressure, it might actually start to wear down my Air Slashes, and I really don't want that. So yeah, I just go for the nasty plot there, and he gets a T-Bolt off of me. It does a bit more than I expected, if I'm honest. And yeah, if he'd got a crit or a Parahax there, it would have been really bad for me. So I'm just going to roost off the damage and get back up to near full health, and he's going to get a Parahax on this turn, which is a bit gay for him, but yeah. So I'm going to go back to doing what Togekiss does best, haxing people really. So I go for the Air Slash, and it's doing a nice chunk now after the nasty plot, and I get the flinch. I Air Slash again, and I think he actually hits through it next turn. I can't quite remember though. Yeah, I go for the Air Slash, obviously, and yeah, he hits through it. So he's actually been fairly lucky in his hitting through the power flinch, but yeah, so now I just go for the Aura Sphere to finish it off, thinking yeah, Donphan can handle his Lucario, and really if I'd gone for Air Slash there it would have missed being me. So yeah, I just go for the Aura Sphere and take it down, and he's going to bring in Lucario now, just close combat to take down the Togekiss, but then I am just going to go into Donphan, who walls Lucario to the other side of the earth really. So yeah, close combat takes me out, he gets a defense drop, so really that didn't matter. Earthquake would have KO'd without it, because Donphan's actually got pretty good attack, base 120 I think. So yeah, his close combat doesn't even do half, but I'm thinking that must have been min damage really. So, but yeah, anyway, I can assume even if he got a crit I would have lived, and Earthquake killed him, and it would have been a good game, and well, it is good game, so good game, BM. Yeah, comment, rate, subscribe, join Team Equinox. That is Lalu out.